Hello everyone. In our previous video, as part of AZ-900 exam tutorial, we already discussed cloud computing, cloud models including private, public and hybrid. So in this video, we are going to talk about the next topic, which is cloud service type. Cloud service type. Three type of cloud services are there. First one, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and the third one, software as a service. When you hear the term as a service, you should think of it as being something that you would normally have to buy. But instead, you can rent it. You can rent it for a short period if you wish. So instead of purchasing a car, you can rent a car. And so a car rental is car as a service. There is also the possibility of having no commitment. So you would literally create a server at 1 p.m. in the afternoon and by 3 p.m. shut it all down and the cost. And there, so you don't have to sign up for 1 year or 3 years. So no commitment if you wish. Now, the cloud computing provides like Microsoft Azure do have a commitment options for the significant savings. So if you want, you can choose some commitment options for some significant savings. If you know that you are going to use 30 or 40 virtual machine in the coming year, so you can actually commit to that and you would receive more than 50% of the cost of those services by making that 12-month commitments. So for the savings purpose, you can go for a commitment with Azure. The other features as a service is typically you are charged based on either for what you use, for either on the time or on gigabytes or on some other metric of usage. So generally you pay for what you use. And the fourth point as a service, when you can think of like something like cloud providers take care of buying the server, developing on it and maintaining it, like the patch updates and other security part, all the taken care by the cloud provider. Now in case Azure is taking care, Microsoft Azure is taking care of all this part. So we don't have to worry about that area. Now the first thing, infrastructure as a service. It is pretty straightforward. It's the same familiar services in the IT. These are the essential service of technology, like computing, storage, networking. Generally, these low-level services, infrastructure as a service, have real-world equivalents. Like in our real world, we create the data center, we bring the machines, networking stuff, cabling. So all these part are involved in that. Those part are completely moved to cloud. Cloud is providing the infrastructure to us. In other words, we can say cloud replacement of real-world things like hardware, wires, cable. So all these real world things, cloud is replacing it. That is infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure service computing, if you go for an example, Azure Virtual Machine is the best example for that. You get Windows Server or Linux Server with nothing else installed on it, and it does not do much. It just sit there until you actually install your own software or third-party software, making it to do something. And pay by second. For that virtual machine, you have to pay by second. If it is working for 3 hours, 12 minutes, 15 seconds, you'll have to pay for that 3 hours, 12 minutes and 15 seconds. And you have got many choices in the CPU speed, RAM optimization. While selecting the virtual machine, you have got n number of options. Even if you require high-end machines, then you can select the high-end machines. And you have got n number of options to create the virtual machine. And again, IaaS as a storage. Azure storage is the best example for this. You get 5 petabyte of storage capacity. You get 5 petabyte of storage capacity. It can handle blobs, files, queues, and tables. IaaS networking. IaaS networking service, and in this case, we are talking mostly about something like virtual networking. Virtual networking is an example for IaaS networking. And actually virtual network do not cost you anything. It is completely free, so you can create a virtual network and subnet, and there is no cost for that. But there are bandwidth cost. Bandwidth is another type of service. There are ingress and egress bandwidth cost. Egress is the inbound data into Azure, and egress is the data leaving Azure. The ingress is completely free, and egress, if you talk about egress, you get 5 GB egress per month free, and then you will have to pay for the traffic between the regions. Now we move to the second cloud service, which is platform as a service. As a definition, we can say platform as a service is a cloud service model that offers a complete environment for developing, deploying, and managing application. So PaaS is designed to support the entire web application lifecycle, like building the application, testing the application, deploying it, managing it, and updating it. So all this comes under PaaS. PaaS is designed for that. Cloud service provider have an opportunity to provide more than just a basic infrastructure. In IaaS, we get only the basic infrastructure. But here in our case, PaaS includes a service layer on top of the IaaS, infrastructure as a service, like computing, storage, and networking. On top of that, we are getting a service layer. This is like a middleware development tool, uh, tools, database service, and more that can run on the top of these basic hardware layers. So that's platform as a service. So when we talk about PaaS computing, uh, Azure App Services is an example for PaaS computing. You simply just package up your code into a type of zip file and your config or configuration variables and upload that into Azure. And Azure will run the code in an app service, and you don't have to worry about the virtual machines underneath. It includes additional features. This is a plus element like scaling, auto scaling, continuous integration, continuous deployments. So there is a container option in Azure App Services. You have got deployment slots, which provides deployment and staging environment, and many more. So there is a whole bunch of features that do not come with virtual machine. So when platform as a service storage, managed storage is an example for this, and Azure SQL database is another example. So when we talk about past storage, it is something like freed from worrying about the server VM itself. Its hard disk, whether it's full or not, its performance, IO speed. So you do not have to worry about all those areas. So that's advantage of past storage. And we move to past networking. So now there is a number of services like front door, load balancer, firewall service. So there is a traffic manager. There is a bunch of type of services that deal with traffic, pushing them into different regions or load balancing those VM in the same region, etc. These are software applications that perform these networking tasks. And here comes the third cloud service type, which is software as a service. These are typically cloud apps, full-fledged apps. You have to in this you have to create an account and you log into the application like Office 365, OneDrive, Skype, MS Teams, or you log into all these applications and all those things are that are in the cloud and you start using it. So that the app is ready to be used and you simply need to set up and use it. For example, Office 365, you'll have to create an account in M365. You purchase the subscription and you can create an account and you can start using Office 365, OneDrive, Skype, and all those applications. So it is basically application that are in cloud. So now let's just compare all the three cloud service types like infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. So IaaS stands for infrastructure as a service, and PaaS stands for platform as a service, and SaaS stands for software as a service. Check who used by. So IaaS is normally used by the IT professional and network architects. PaaS is obviously for the developers, and SaaS is for the end users. End users use SaaS mainly. Access resources like virtual machine and storage. IaaS actually we create the virtual machines and storage, and PaaS is runtime environment, development tools, and more. SaaS is end user access to the software applications. And we come to the models. Provides virtualized computing resources. Here in PaaS, deliver tools for application development, and SaaS host software centrally for client access. Technical knowledge. When we talk about the technical knowledge on the three cloud services, in the infrastructure service require technical knowledge. Without technical knowledge, you cannot work on the infrastructure as a service. In the past, some basic setup knowledge is required in the past. But in the case of SaaS software as a service, no technical requirement handled by the provider. And popular among the developers and researchers. And in the case of platform as a service, is widely used for the application development, and SaaS used by running existing online application. So this is the a slight comparison between the three cloud services. And that's it. We'll meet you in another video. Goodbye.